there are studies in India that I know. There are lots of studies in the US I know, but of course those are culturally different countries. India is not culturally much different from Indonesia. And those studies have not shown that the propensity or probability of young people or adults going for free sex or increasing the level of sexual experimentation. But there are concerns of elders and elders in all communities that exposing children at an early age to sexual knowledge could or is not advisable in certain countries or in certain regions. But I think from scientific point of view, that public health that we are talking about is also influenced by the opinion of elders. So when we are talking about condom, for example, if the elders have concerns, then we as public health must incorporate their views, because it's the community finally. And condoms then can be shaped closer to those women who have chosen to be in commercial sex or sex working areas, or the clients who are frequenting them. And then you probably want to make sure that you are more sensitive to the needs of the communities, not to just openly start talking about condom or take condom to all occasions. So I agree with what you're saying. Be culturally sensitive, because that's public health. The public health is not only applying a scientific knowledge and get into the community and blow things up. So, yeah? Okay.
Okay, next, Udayana. Udayana, do you have a question?
Yes. Okay, I have one question. Hello?
Yes, absolutely.
Mr. Prof. Subas, you said in one of your slide that in Cambodia they are success in promoting using condom for sexual workers. Almost 96% brothel-based sex worker consistently using condom. Our question is, what is the case success factors of that programs? What makes it different from other countries like in Indonesia?
Yeah, I think there is an intervention that has now been labeled as 100% condom use in sex workers. So I think we will also differentiate, because there was just question about indiscriminately popularizing condom in culturally divergent countries. So what you're looking at is that Cambodia has applied this model in sex workers, in brothel-based sex workers, and motivating them to use condom with every sex worker, and more or less the documentation showed that 96% of sexual activity in these brothel-based sex workers was protected by a condom for a period of 5 years, between 1998 to 2004, and 3 years later they did the national prevalence of HIV through a seroprevalence system of Cambodia, and it showed that from 3.8% it fell to about 0.8%. What it shows is that if you start early in an epidemic, like Indonesia is an early epidemic in most except the Papuas, if you start early and you contain your areas of high risk, not only the sex workers but also the clients, with the use of 100% condom at all the sexual intercourse that happens in the brothels, you really have a real opportunity to reap the best output of the investment in 100% condom settings of brothels and of sex workers. So that's how you wanted more clarity. It is cost efficient and has shown that it works, and it is something that I think is not culturally rejected by most cultures. It is culturally fine that if there are sex worker areas and they use condoms, is good for everybody. Yeah.
Okay, and then next, our site in Salemba, UI Salemba. Do you have question?
Yes, we have a question. Hello, Professor Hira. My name is Rina.
Yes.
In one of your slides, you showed us that there are different HIV subtypes, and we know that HIV is able to mutate. Now, my question is, what is the impact of this situation to ARV treatment in the future globally? And then the second question is, you showed us a model of reducing HIV transmission among sex workers in Kenya. Can you also give us information how effective other prevention models are, such as PNTCT or harm reduction? Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah, I think you've got two questions. One question you asked about is the antiretroviral drugs and how this mutation, constant drift of the envelope proteins of the virus and occurrence of recombinant forms will affect the future of antiretrovirals. Now, the answer is the mutation itself is not a major threat. It's a major threat to developing an effective preventable vaccine or a therapeutic vaccine. But as far as antiretroviral drugs are concerned, the drugs are basically working on the stable components of the virus, which is the pol and the gag proteins, not the envelope proteins. So the antiretroviral drugs, they work on the stable genes of the gag and the pol, and not the envelope, which is all the time changing. So it will not have major effect in terms of the utility of antiretroviral drugs. What might happen is, irrespective of the mutation of the virus, the inadequate or inappropriate use of antiretroviral drugs could lead to resistance in the virus, development of resistant genes in certain loops of the virus, because the individual has not been consistent with the medication, has not been adherent to at least 95% of the pills per week, and so on and so forth. So in that case, I think I've clarified the two things, that let's not be worried about the mutation as far as ARV is concerned, because ARVs work on the stable portion that doesn't mutate. Only the envelope mutates. And the second is that the real risk is that if these antiretroviral drugs are not monitored well, and then I think we'll come in the next lecture somewhere we are going to talk about, if we are not monitoring them well because we think that we do not have CD4 enumerators, or we cannot simplify CD4 technology to monitor them or do the viral load, I as a public health person, don't believe that the science has become so lost that this huge potential of scientists cannot find how to simplify a CD4 testing or how to simplify a viral load testing in our villages. I don't believe this, because I did patent one of the CD4 technologies myself, which is on a simplified glass slide. So I think it's somewhere there where we have lost our determination to do things. Otherwise, I think we have enough scientists, we have enough people, we have good institutions to do it. And public health institutions that I see now on the screen, they are phenomenally good. I think I'm very pleased that I'm talking to you all.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Hira. And the last side is UI Depok. Do you have question, UI Depok?
Yes, I have one question. Okay. We do know that condom have a high efficiency reducing HIV transmission. But as we know, in Indonesia, we do more promote male condoms than female condoms. And in fact, that men have high resistance using condom. Any policy that we do more promote female condoms reducing this transmission? Thank you.
Yeah, I think you're right. There are both pros and cons with both of them. But now, since the female condom is available, it is available in Indonesia through the government systems of delivery for sex work areas, because that is the area where there is so much of vulnerability and risk is there. But obviously, I think some point in time, if there are other populations that really need to use them, even for the sake of contraception, I think it's something that is now available. We all have to make sure that people know that this does exist, so the end users know, and the groups of, maybe there are groups of women associations that would know. There are very literate women who want to protect themselves from unwanted pregnancies. So yeah, that's fine. And I think it's an effort that we should all make, using it in culturally sensitive environments and groups. So if there are married couples and want to use it as contraception, I think that probably is okay in most environments. So yes, I think we should promote it. We should make sure that information is available to all the people, and that's our job, public health. Yeah.
All right. So this is the end of the session 3. So let's give applause to Professor Hira.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Okay, we have run out of time, 50 minutes from the schedule, and let's move on to the next session. So we'll invite Pak Pandu and Pak Iwan Aryawan. Thank you.
Okay.
Excuse me. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm from Malaysia. Sorry, I'm from Malaysia. I just want to know the time difference, because I'm trying to organize the time. We seem to be on a different time zone. So what time is it in Jakarta now?
It's 10:30.
Yeah.
10:30. Okay.
Yeah.
The sessions actually start at 10 or 9 or
9 Jakarta time.
9 a.m. Jakarta time. Okay, now it's 10:30. Thank you very much.
What's the time there, ma'am?
The time is 11:30.
Oh, so you're 1 hour ahead. Okay. Great. Thanks. Well,
Okay,
thank you
I'll wait for the next session. Wow, 9 to 10.